Hi there. So I'm going to be discussing my question 7 evaluation question. And the question is, looking back at your preliminary task, what do you feel you have learnt in the progression of your full product? So, first of all, I'm going to show you my prelim stuff next to my new stuff. So, this is my front cover. This is my prelim. And this is my official full product. And here is my prelim contents page, and here is my my full product magazine contents page, and then I have my double page spread. So first of all, I'm going to be discussing them in sections. So first of all, I'm going to talk about the front cover. So the first feature that I've identified that of progression is the masthead. Now, the importance of the masthead is the fact that it stands out. So it enables the audience to understand what magazine it is and kind of have a guess of what genre it is. The need is to make it clear, crisp, and focused. So for my preliminary one, it's okay. It's nice, it's thin, it's simple, and it goes with the theme of education quite well. But at the same time, I had the fault of trying to split the name apart. This is actually identifying it a little bit more into the fashion market a bit more, and it could be compared to magazines such as Vogue or Elle, for example. And it's not really sticking 100% with the whole school and education theme. Now, my target market were university students and college students who are going to university, and it's quite mature, and it looks quite established, but not young enough for that specific market. On the other hand, now my masthead on this side, it meets the genre very well. The use of red and white is quite bold, effective. It looks like a stamp, and is a statement which can be linked in very well with the genre of hip hop. That's the whole point of hip hop, to make a statement and to be effective. So now I'm going to go into my information, my plugs, and any information that I included on my magazines. So for my preliminary one, you can see that I've used, let me go a bit closer. You can see that I've used like simple white text. It's quite large a little bit, but it is all on like both sides so that one side doesn't look too bare. Okay, so the issue that I have with this one is that now I can identify that the text is too big on the page, is way too big. And if you can see, it doesn't flow very well. It looks stamped on, it looks unprofessional, and it looks like I didn't have much education on Photoshop, as I didn't. But in comparison to my developed one, you can see that I've used concise text. It looks, it meets the genre very well. Sorry. It's effective. The use of colors of the text is very effective, and it meets very well with the background as well. For example, the whole statement thing, but with hip hop, the names also could be suggested that it represents that quite well at the same time. Also, if you look closely, it kind of looks like the barcode underneath. I did that. I used this type of information presentation to suggest that, hip hop signifies money. It signifies, wealth to some extent. So I wanted to identify each artist's name as a form of money and a form of development within hip hop. So now I'm also going to talk about the importance of the main image, and this is one of the most effective parts of my magazine. The most effective feature because it stands out more most of the time. The customer, the audience has to be able to be attracted to the magazine, and in order for that to happen, you have to have either an attractive model or an effective main image that persuades them and leads them to want to read the magazine a bit more. So, my magazine main image choices. This one is my preliminary, as I said before. And in my preliminary, you can see this beautiful young lady. You know, she's posing, nice, fun, and she has a book in her hand, suggesting the significance of education. And this one, you see a strong woman within hip hop who doesn't care and is defying the norms of hip hop. You know, you don't normally see females on front cover and such a powerful image of a female a lot of the time as well. In my previous forms of, you know, presentation, I've identified that women on the magazines of hip hop, such as XXL magazine and King magazine, they've all been portrayed as really sexy and been looked down upon. Their angle of gaze isn't as straightforward, isn't as strong, and it has been less effective. It's been more of a seductive look. With my preliminary image, this picture is very well taken, as it has like a direct angle of gaze. The focus is very good, but at the same time, the model, she looks a bit too grown for education. She doesn't look like a model that should be presented on an educational magazine. She looks like a model that could be in possibly a fashion magazine once again. The only thing that I would say that contributes to the whole education thing is the use of the mise en scène of the book and possibly the crazy colour of pink in her hair, which was already placed into her hair. And it meets education to some extent, but not 100% as my main image on my official magazine front cover. This meets the genre very well. It's quite clear, quite crisp. You can identify the genre easily, especially with the use of the mise en scène of the chain on her chest. So I'm going to be talking about my contents page next. And my contents page, here's my preliminary one, and here is my official one. Now, excuse me, you can see that this one's quite plain, quite basic, quite small, quite concise as well. The information is not, you know, placed very well at all. The numbers are uneven, they're placed in different sections, and it doesn't look professional whatsoever. With my contents page, it does. The overall layout is more simple, more effective, and it relates well to the genre, as well as it relating well to the front cover. With my preliminary one, it doesn't meet 100%. The colour scheme within my preliminary and my front cover don't meet at all. They're four different colours in fact. This is a darker pink than the one that's included on my front cover, and that can make it hard for the audience to identify whether it's from the same magazine or not. Also, the use of accurate features. So on my contents page is very important. Like relating to the genre, it has to be relating to the genre. It has to be focused. So if the audience does decide to continue looking at the magazine and they skip to the contents page, that they can see, okay, this is definitely a hip hop magazine because, for example, you know, shmoney dance. The use of shmoney dance is a new dance that's been introduced in 2014/2015, and it's gone viral. And by identifying this and what meets the genre, I've been able to attract the audience easily and more. And so from that, I've learned that the importance of having accurate information is vital so that my audience can relate to it a lot more and a lot easier. Also, I would suggest that, you know, my contents page for my preliminary is quite boring, it's quite basic, it doesn't 100% suggest or portray education at all. The only form of education that I would suggest would be the tree. And possibly that's because, you know, students a lot of the time within university, they may go outside to go and, catch up on any work missing within the summer period. And also the use of a badge, a school badge, that suggests that, she's obviously going to school. So maybe she's a young student who's in school as well. So now I'm going to move on to my double page spread. And my double page spread, I didn't have a preliminary task. It wasn't involved in the task given to us by my teachers. However, I can, you can clearly see that my Photoshop skills have developed. I've been able to relate it more to the genre and focus it directly onto meeting certain criteria. So, for example, continue with color scheme and continue with a professional layout and relating it to my, inspirational magazine. So my inspirational magazine was XXL magazine, and there was a feature of a Jay-Z contents page, and I used that as a massive inspiration point for my double page spread. This allowed me to be professional and for it to be, good looking basically at the end of the day. I've also been able to, relate to the fact that I need concise information, the text needs to be delivered accurately, and if you can see, it flows well with the contents page that I've created. The color scheme is quite simple and quite similar. I mean, not 100% similar, because besides using red, it meets well, but, it flows well. And overall, that was the whole main objective of my preliminary task, for me to compare it and to contrast and to see my development. Now, at the end of the day, the things that I've learned is the use of detail. Detail is very important within the preliminary task and for the official task, but my detail within my preliminary wasn't as concise and informative as my main image and my main product was. For example, my front cover, once again, the text, it relates to education. However, it's too much. There's too much writing involved. With this one, you can see it's straight to the point. It's very simple. I've always also, leading on from being simple, the use of simplicity. Simplicity is very important. It allows the reader to, not have to spend all day reading that magazine. It allows them to receive accurate information when wanted and given on time to them, especially for my genre. A lot of people, or a lot of my target audience, actually don't spend time to read magazines, so it's important for me to keep it very concise and keep it very simple so it's easy for them to read, and the information is just presented there for them. The knowledge of the topic is also very important. For my preliminary task, I didn't feel like I knew much about education besides me being a student, but education and what other students want to receive from education. I knew what I wanted, but when it came to creating a magazine, I find it quite difficult to relate to everything, especially universities, because I'm not in university at the moment, I'm in college. So I didn't have as much knowledge as I did for my main product. I got to research into the genre a bit more by listening, watching videos, music videos, movies, also talking to inspirational people within the hip hop industry. I was able to have a conversation with an ex hip hop musician from a very popular UK-based hip hop scene called Hoods Underground, and I was able to gather some information of what they wanted within a magazine, and what they expected, and what their knowledge of previously being in magazines and videos and music videos, and just being taken pictures of. And it's very important for me to be able to relate to the genre in order to produce something that's professional, crisp, clean, and concise. I hope you enjoyed my video, and thank you so much for listening. Have a lovely day.